Hi everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. We're doing a house call today on this 2012 Ford Focus. Customer complaint is the air conditioning stopped working late last summer and it's still not working. It's getting warm, she wants the AC fixed. Okay, she said that when she first pushes the AC button, it actually blows cold for about 90 seconds and then just shuts off. She's taken it to 2 shops at least. I think Pep Boys told her she needs a new AC control unit. So whoever, she took it to someone else, they found a used one because the new one's not available, plugged it in, no difference. And she took it to the Ford dealership. And let's see what they wrote on their estimate and see if it makes sense. Alright, so here's the summary from the dealership. Performed AC diagnosis. Keyword diagnosis. Found system charged properly. Scanned for codes, no codes stored. Okay. Checked AC pressures. Found the compressor is not building pressure and stays even with the low side. Recommend compressor and valve estimate. Oh, about $1,500. If it works great for 2 minutes and then it completely shuts off, could that be a compressor problem? It doesn't sound like it to me. Maybe the clutch or something, clutch control, but that should set a code. I don't know. Let's scan the vehicle for codes. So I got the whole report right here. Open it up. We have satellite antenna, lost communication with instrument panel cluster, okay. Data received from ECM is invalid. PCM has 5 codes. Okay, we have low pressure fuel system, pressure too low. Engine coolant temperature sensor, 1 circuit, high voltage. 131, O2 sensor circuit, low voltage, bank 1 sensor 1. Evap emissions, very small leak, don't care. Fan 1 control circuit. Okay, so I asked the customer, how long has your check engine light been on? Because 5 problems, it probably been on for a while. She said 4 years. Okay, but the AC problem started late last summer. So which one of these codes could potentially cause the engine computer to shut down the air conditioning system? Well, I bet it's going to be engine coolant temperature sensor 1, circuit high voltage. That's my gut feeling here. If the computer doesn't know what temperature your car's at, then it's just going to shut everything off. Let's take a look at live data. Okay, so air conditioning, compressor clutch, no air. That's interesting. Air conditioning pressure sensor is at 100 psi. Okay. Engine coolant temperature status, no air. Look at that temperature reading. It's going all over the place. And before I got the camera out, it was reading minus 40, like open circuit. And then I started up the car, and it went to like 130 substituted value. So this reading right now, I don't like whatsoever. Now let's see when we start it up. And turn the AC on. Okay, I think I heard the compressor kick on. Let's see if it gets cold. Everything's great. Oh yeah, blowing nice and cool. Let's wait 90 seconds or 2 minutes or however long. See if anything changes. So right now the air conditioning is working fine. So I bet if we can get this data pit to act up, it'll disable the air conditioning. I'm going to shut it off, turn the key back on, and just graph engine coolant temp. Like, why is it doing this. See, it's kind of stable and it drops down. That's not normal. Where is the coolant temp sensor? It's right to the left of the exhaust manifold on this coolant outlet assembly. Let's go there, do a visual inspection, and see if we can, while looking at scan data, see if we can get this to glitch or to act up or something. Alright, so intake manifold, exhaust manifold, the coolant temp sensor, you can actually see right through this gap under the high pressure fuel pump. There's the connector. There's the wire that goes down to is right here. So let's look at scan data. Look at that while I wiggle that wire. Is it drastically jumping around? I mean, it should be rock steady, like stable, super stable. Let's try unplugging the sensor, see what it reads. Oh, there you go, minus 40, boom. And in this state, I'm sure the air conditioner will not run, and the cooling fan is going to stay on as a default to save the car, just in case it's overheating. So, yeah, let's try turning on the air conditioner now. Right there, minus 40. So right now it's open circuit, and it says engine coolant temperature status, yes, air. You can hear the cooling fan come on, and I don't think this air is going to get very cold. So the cooling fan is on. If I push the AC button, obviously the air conditioner is not going to, I'm sure the compressor is not going to kick on. So we're almost done. It's either a bad connection or a bad sensor. Hear the cooling fan run. So let's go back to the sensor itself and see, just unplug it, do a visual inspection. Alright, so there's the connector. See if I push it down and up. Now, I don't want to bust anything here. The sensor itself is actually, I think, in this housing, kind of with an O-ring. So you don't want to stress it too much, because then you'll have a coolant leak and the customer won't be able to use their car. It's still at minus 40. It says yes, air. That's pretty crazy. Let me unplug it, see what happens. Alright, quick circuit integrity check is just put a test light across the pins, basically shorting that sensor out, and it should read high temperature. Look, we have 380 degrees Fahrenheit. Make it open circuit, minus 40. Perfect. So now I'm going to look at the pins on the sensor. We can measure the resistance across those. If it's open, and we stress the pins, it just needs a new coolant temp sensor. Alright, so the 2012 Ford Focus is in the shop for repairs. Engine coolant temperature sensor. I went to the Ford dealer. Got the OEM Motorcraft unit, made in the USA. Here's what it looks like. Has a little O-ring on it. I just want to measure the resistance here on the bench at room temperature. We're at about 35 kiloohms, stable. So now let's plug this sensor in to the car harness and see what the scanner reads on scan data degrees. So right now we have yes, error in the engine coolant temperature circuit, and we're showing open circuit minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So let me unplug that and plug in the new sensor. Alright, so brand new sensor. Plug it into the harness. 73 degrees, rock steady, beautiful. So confirmed, we're going after the right part. Now I just gotta let it cool down a little bit. See if we can gently release the pressure here without boiling anything. Okay. And I'm going to try to swap it out with minimal coolant loss, and should be good to go. Alright, so book time on this is about 1.2 hours. They want you to drain the coolant, blah blah blah. Well, little needle nose vice grips. Grab the little clip, pull it out, and then you just have to be quick. Pull out the old sensor, put in the new sensor, and here's how much coolant we lost. Oh, nothing in that pan. There, that's all you lose. So let's top off the coolant. Here's the old sensor. We can plug it into the ohm meter there, see what it reads. I'm sure it's open circuit. And take this thing for a test drive with the AC on. Well, proof is in the pudding, just as expected. Infinite resistance. It's toast. Alright, let's clear out all the DTCs in the vehicle. Take it on a test drive. APIM says lost communication with instrument panel control module. Wonder why. Clear fault memory. Okay. Well, don't really care about that. PCM. Cooling fan's running and engine temperature is showing above the middle. So, well, let's see what's going on here. Read fault code. No fault codes at the moment. So key off. Read some data stream. Cooling fan's going full blast. I mean, maybe it's still really hot. I don't know. It's the engine coolant temp. It's interesting, our fuel trims are like 25% long term. Don't know what that's all about. Fuel rail pressure is where it should be. Just gonna power brake it a little bit. Look at that, long-term trims, about 15%. Coolant temp is reading rock steady where it should, 180 degrees. I don't really like this. Let's turn on the AC. Alright, so far so good. We got ice cold air. AC pressure sensor is happy. Coolant almost 200 degrees. It's fine. Fan speed 25%. Long-term trim's at 25% when we're at idle, and short-term is at 7. So I suspect there's a vacuum leak. Let's see how it does under load here. Look at that. The fuel trims drop right down to 0. Single digits. Fuel rail pressure is great. Alright, we'll check for a vacuum leak when we get back to the shop. Well, look at this. Now long term is at 26 and short term is minus 13. It's kind of weird. Fuel rail pressure looks fine. let's just take a quick look if we set any trouble codes. Nope, no codes. Okay. Well, let's go back to shop and look at the fuel trims at idle. So on the mass airflow sensor, we're reading 1.6 grams per second, and this is a 2-liter engine. Long-term trim is at 27%. So that's a problem. We definitely have a vacuum leak somewhere. Maybe it's a PCV hose. Hey, it's a Ford. Alright, so quick check for vacuum leaks. Couldn't find anything obvious. PCV valve is buried down there, but could be anything. Brake booster, evap purge solenoid stuck open, whatever. It'll be a separate diagnosis if the customer wants me to do that at a later date. But air conditioning works. Coolant temperature sensor was the root cause. What would happen if the customer just said, okay, replace my air conditioning compressor at the dealership? Not a good scenario. It wouldn't have fixed anything. So, well, that's the lesson of the day, I guess. Scan all the modules for codes and see if anything's interrelated. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the quick diagnosis and repair on the 2012 Ford Focus with the no air conditioning complaint. Yeah, that quote from the dealer, I don't know, is that typical? But anyways, a couple weeks later, customer's been driving fine, air conditioning works great, and she asked me, can you send me the summary so I can go back to the dealer and ask for my money back? Now this is exactly what customers should do. If they have a car that's misdiagnosed or misquoted and they get a resolution, that money would be wasted if you don't ask for it back. So I'm like, well, it's kind of a long shot, but go for it. Meanwhile, before she went back to the dealer, her left rear door stopped latching. Like, she couldn't keep it closed. It would just fly open like the door locks broke. So I'm like, went online on AllData, and there is a safety recall for this exact issue. So apparently these Fords have problems with their door latches. Again, I haven't seen this on any other vehicle, but apparently early 2000 whatever 13s to 15s, 2012 Focus, right there, 12 to 15, basically saying their door latches are defective and they'll replace all 4 door latches for free. I'm like, okay, well, so I forwarded her the recall PDF. Now she's well armed. She's going to the dealer. And she has texted me, said, good news, the dealer came through, fixed all her door latches, and refunded her the money for the initial wrong diagnosis for the air conditioning. That's awesome. She was so excited about this. The doors are all fixed. Thank you again so much for your prompt professional input. You have been a godsend. And I said, I'm actually really impressed that you got a refund. That's a big win. And she said, me too. I don't think he was too happy when I asked for a refund last week, but they must know and respect you there, though, because it's like as soon as he saw your name on the paperwork, his tone changed. And I said, oh wow, really? Hopefully they won't ban me like the Honda dealership did next door. I'm really glad she got her money back. Now she has a working car. She didn't care about the vacuum leak, so didn't go with the diagnosis there. But at the end of the day, it's all about communication and honesty. From the customer, independent shops, dealers, everyone is much better off if people are just honest and upfront. Things go a lot smoothly. Kudos to the dealership for giving her the refund. That's what should happen, and the customer is super happy. So happy ending on that one. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.